नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. My name is JVN Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today, I am teaching you Project Cost Management in Entrepreneurship Portfolio. What is Project Cost Management? Project cost management basically includes processes involved in planning, estimating, budgeting, financing, funding, managing, and controlling costs so that the project can be completed within the approved budget. Then, why do we manage cost? It is a part of triple constraint, cannot be managed one without the other, that is the scope, time, and quality. Then it plots of cost and scope against the plan and can help spot problems early. Then project cost management processes. First of all, we need to plan cost management. It establishes the policies, procedures, and documentation for planning, managing, expending, and controlling project costs. Then estimate costs. It is an approximation of the monetary resources needed to complete project activities. Then it determine budget. It is aggregating the estimated costs of individual activities or work packages to establish an authorized cost baseline. Then it control costs, monitoring the status of the project to update the project costs and managing changes to the cost baseline. Then importance of cost estimation. Basically, it provides standard against which actual expenditures incurred during the course of a project can be compared and serve as the basis for cost control. They provide the mechanism for managing cash flow during the course of the project, and they give the project manager a framework for allocating scarce resources as the project progresses. Then error during the project progress. This plot shows the errors during the project progresses. The potential for errors is in estimates during the various stages of the project progress, that is the feasibility, development, and the production stage. Then classification of project cost, that is direct versus indirect, recurring versus non-recurring, fixed versus variable, normal versus expedited. Then direct versus indirect. Direct costs can be directly charged against the project. For example, the costs of personnel who are directly involved in the project or the costs of the materials directly used for the project work. Indirect costs are include overhead as well as selling and administrative expenses. For example, of overhead costs include costs associated with taxes, insurance, utilities, and so forth. Costs associated with selling and administrative expenses, commissions, advertising, etc. Recurring versus non-recurring. Recurring costs are such as labor and materials are repeatedly incurred throughout the project life cycle, whereas non-recurring costs are one-time costs that are typically incurred at the beginning or at the end of the project, such as market research and labor training. Then fixed versus variable. Fixed costs do not vary with usage. For example, cost incurred in the purchase of capital equipment remain fixed regardless of the extent of equipment use. Whereas variable costs vary directly with usage. They are typically associated with labor and materials. Then normal versus expedited. Normal costs are incurred when project tasks are completed according to the original plan duration, and expedited costs are crash costs are unplanned costs incurred as a result of steps taken to accelerate project completion. For example, costs associated with using additional overtime or hiring additional workers specifically to hasten project completion can be regarded as expedited costs. Cost estimating methods, they are basically four types: ballpark estimates, feasibility estimates, definitive estimates, and comparative estimates. Ballpark estimates include, also known as order of magnitude. It estimates often used when there is not significant information or time available, typically used for making competitive bids for project contracts or for initial rough cut estimates of resources needed for a project. As a general rule, ballpark estimates should attempt an accuracy of plus minus 30%. Then second method is feasibility estimates are developed after preliminary project design work is completed and are often used in construction projects where published information on material costs is widely available, and as more relevant information becomes available further down the project life cycle, the plus minus 10% margin of the error. Then definitive estimates. It can be developed only after the completion of most design work. It clears understanding of the scope and capabilities of the project. Changes to project specification are virtually non-existent. It developed further down the project life cycle with more accurate information and fewer project uncertainties. Provide a much more accurate expected cost of the project at completion with a plus minus 5% margin of the error. Then comparative estimates. It uses historical data from previous project activities as the framework of the reference for correct estimates. One of the method is parametric estimation. Most projects are similar to the previous projects by the way of similar features or parameters and therefore are likely to incur similar costs. Steps are as follows: identifying the features, parameters of an older or well-known project that can be directly related to the cost of the current project and defining the mathematical nature of that relationship. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in our comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching this video.